So it's time to review the T200 Iron from Titleist, a new release this year. They call it the Tour's Distance Iron. We're going to see how it performs on Trackman. So remember guys, before you watch this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tell all your golfing friends. Sits good. They talk about it being a player's iron. It looks good, it looks tidy. So the T200 hasn't really changed much. It doesn't really look too different than previous models. But what I would say with T200, it is a staple of the Titleist range. It is one of our best selling irons, always has been through the previous models. It does what it says on the tin. It gives that guy that loves a Titleist look, loves a Titleist feel, an iron that is easy to hit without getting into what would now be the T350. So it's a good club. It looks great. I think what's really nice this year, they've gone with that forged face again with the hollow body. So you're expecting this to be nice and fast. What we don't want to see out of this type of iron though is something that's uncontrollable in its distance. Loft wise, they've gone 30.5 degrees in their 7 iron. So again, very similar to the new P790 in loft. So they're not going to chuck loads and loads of stuff at this club that makes it go far and fast, mainly because the guy that wants this iron wants to control the distance as much as hit it a little bit further. So it's available 4 to gap wedged, so they haven't got the 2 wedges that the T350 have. Stronger loft than T100 and T150. So overall, it's a good sort of iron. I think what's really obvious with this type of iron is it's what I would call it, or Titleist call, a player's design. It looks sharp, it looks clean. Anyone from that kind of 15 handicap down will definitely enjoy putting this golf club behind the ball. So look, enough of me talking. Let's jump down into the Trackman bay, put the T200 to the test and see what the numbers say. So we're in the Trackman bay down here in Peterborough. We're going to put this T200 to the test. It's certainly an iron that I would probably play. Now what's interesting this year is that the long irons, they've done a driving iron equivalent to this. So you've seen the guys, you've seen it maybe at the Open. They've put the 3 iron and 4 iron of T200 in their blended sets with maybe MB, CB, T150, T100. They've put the longer iron of this in their bag. In fact, one of our guys, we've got 2 Team Titleist members here, they've both done exactly the same. So they've both put the 4 iron in, they've changed the shaft in it to give them something that really pokes. One of them actually put the 3 iron in as well. So there's a lot of options to this, and I think what Titleist have done really, really well is they've made sure that this has a great possibility to blend the type of irons that you can put with this setup. So you can really make sure that you don't just have to have a set of T200s, you can have a blend with the T150s in the shorter irons, you can play around with it. But hey look, that's enough talking, let's see what the numbers say, let's see if this is any good for me. Sits good, they talk about it being a player's iron. It looks good, it looks tidy. I always worry with T200 that the head's going to get a bit too big. It looks a bit too big when you put it next to a T150, T100, but this one doesn't look as big across the head. So let's hit a couple of shots. Sound clicky, didn't it? It sounded clicky off the face. Actually pretty good. A massive hook. Seems to be stock for me at the moment. Blocks and hooks, but there we go. Land angle's okay, distance is okay. Now, that was good, that one. I mean, 186 carry, it seems to be every time I try one of these modern irons, it's 186 carry. Maybe I really need to think about adjusting how far I can hit a 7 iron. Maybe I've got my numbers wrong, but land angle's really good with that, 51 degrees. Overall, the numbers on Trackman here backing up T200 and Titleist and what they're saying. So my guess is that T150 and T200 this year are going to have a battle. They're going to have a battle and players wanting to kind of get that T150 look, but maybe needing the T200 help, and you'll see a lot of forged sets between the blended sets between the two. I think you're going to see this as a great performance iron, distance driven. They talk about it being tour distance iron. I think that's right. I think it's going to be fast. I think it gives you a great look. And the guy that can't quite get away with the mishits in T150 will definitely be sitting with T200 in their bag for this year. So let's finish one more. before we go up and we give it the dreaded AF Golf score. So let's give it that fantastic AF Golf score that you guys are waiting for. So remember, we always start with look. It looks like a Titleist. It's simple, it's clean. I think the one thing that for me that I said downstairs in the bay that I always worried with T200s that it looked a lot bigger than the T1 series counterparts, so 150 and 100 this year. It doesn't. It looks nice and tight. It looks, yeah, it's a little bit longer, but overall it looks compact as an iron. So I'm going to give it for look an 8 out of 10. Feel, definitely forged face, gives you that nice soft feel, but it is a bit clicky than the T150 and the T100 as well. So I'm going to sit that at the 8 out of 10. Back to our big problem, affordability. These irons aren't cheap. We've said this with the other previous models that we've reviewed. They are expensive. They're not going to be for everyone. It is a very niche market, T200, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 for affordability. But remember, Titleist don't want to make a cheap iron, so they're never going to create an iron that is a lot cheaper and a lot more affordable for everyone. So they're going to always make it that aspirational type golf club. Customization, we say it time and time again, Titleist, we build, we can customize to the max. Titleist does a huge amount of options in terms of shafts and grips as well. So again, a great score, 8 out of 10. Performance does what it says on the tin, doesn't really mess around too much T200, not too much from the previous models. It's worked so far in the fitting bay already. We've seen a lot of good performance. I think the great thing with T200, we talked about that long iron blending into the T150 series, which has helped. Performance-wise, 8 out of 10, which gives us a fantastic AF Golf score of 38 out of 50. So that concludes our T200 review. It's a great iron. Remember guys, if you like our videos, please hit that subscribe button, tell all of your golfing friends, and for anyone who does want to give this T200 a try, along with any of the other Titleist irons, please book in at www.afgolfstore.co.uk for any free fitting on any product, but especially the Titleist irons.